Honey is kind of magical, really, when you think about it, because it's a product that the bees produce from nectar from the flowers, and it's interesting because human beings have not learned how to duplicate it. The interesting thing about honey is every flower will produce a different tasting honey. The foraging bees will collect the nectar, take it back to the hive, and they'll actually then pass it to the honey-making bee. So it's a specialized job within the hive to actually make the honey. The honey-making bees will process it through their stomach and then deposit it into the honeycomb, where it is stored for their use, for either their food, or if there's a beekeeper involved, he perhaps might be stealing it later on in the season. A lot of the times I'm asked, how do we actually make the honey? But of course the obvious answer is that we don't. It's the bees that make the honey, so I haven't actually quizzed them yet. When we harvest the honey, that usually occurs later in the season, September or August actually. And from there we take the boxes back to the apiary, which is where we are now, and we'll then extract the honey from the comb and from there package it. Honey that you purchase from the larger grocery stores are usually produced by the larger honey packaging companies. And invariably what you'll find is most of that honey is pasteurized. Pasteurization is actually a term that originated for milk. It's not really applicable to honey, but basically what they have to do is they heat it to temperatures high enough that they actually lose some of the beneficial ingredients. So that is one of the major differences from store-bought to what you get from your local honey producer. The benefits of honey over use of any other sweetener, it's got a lot of the natural antioxidants and enzymes. And as far as uses of honey, there are as many as you can imagine, from actually consuming it to using it topically for wounds and for using it in different products, you name it. The bees produce 100 pounds of honey per hive. The areas though to the north where they have longer daylight hours can produce 200 and over pounds of honey per hive in a season. So because it's springtime, we really don't have much in the way of honey harvesting to demonstrate for you. So what we're going to actually do is something we think you'll find interesting, because we have a lot of questions about what is creamed honey. And I must say there is no milk or cream or dairy products in it. Liquid honey gets poured into the container. Now you'll notice what we're introducing here is actually what we call a seed, honey that's already crystallized. So that is just already creamed honey, just a small amount compared to the ratio of the actual liquid honey. These types of honeys are actually very good with tea and with plain biscuits. So there we've got our Grand Marnier. Now the spin process. So now that we've got all of our liquid and creamed honey totally blended, so the seed is blended in with the liquid honey, we'll then pour it into the jars. There's another very important step, and that's actually to be patient from once it is put in the jars, then we actually store it in a cool location and let it set.